This morning. Let's start with the Blueprint Weekend. Just below the masthead we have the unforgettable hero, Pa Anthony Enahoro. Of course, this is a household name in Nigerian history. Now to the leading stories. The experts, others express concerns as strikes threaten health sector. It has some riders here. Nigeria recording preventable death due to frequent strikes. CSO, civil society organization, politicians place more emphasis on capital project than social services, says Ugu. Poor working environment, frustrating, says Mustafa. Details of all this can be found on pages 8 and 9. Now to our weekend trust. I am scared of the future. Audu Obe. Details of that on page 13 if you want to know why he is making that statement. The chairman designate resumes at NIC, that is Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, ahead of confirmation. 62% pass English, math, as WAEC releases reviewed result. Details of that on page 24. Now, why Ghanaians protest against Nigerians? Details of that on page 4. Now, this is an interesting, headline because Nigeria and Ghana, there's all this rivalry going on. But it, we can trace it back to around 1969, where you have that alien something to do where they had to deport a lot of, undocumented migrants. That was during the time of Prime Minister Kufuor, thereabout. So ever since it has evolved and all of that, but we hope that we'll continue to, push that brotherliness in Africa, because what's the essence of this Pan-African ideals if we continue to experience, issues like this. Now, how Ganduje lost out, details of that on page 6. Area market where anything can be produced, details of that on page 33. Inside Abuja terminals without bosses. Of course, we have that commission in Abuja, and we're expecting that it will be put to use as soon as possible. Now to leadership weekend. Just above the masthead, if Nigeria was working, I wouldn't have controlled the diesel market, says Otedola. I am proud to rise above conflict to global academic excellence, says English champion Nafisa. I'm sure a lot of people jubilated at that after she emerged as a world champion. Now to the leading story. Farmers battle to salvage crops from floods, fear poor harvest. Farmers reap premature produce. Rice growers beg for assistance. First phase of Allow Dam ready September, says the federal government. Details of all this can be found on page 4. Now the picture story is that of the former First Lady Aisha Buhari, First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and wife of the Vice President Hajia Nana Shetima during Senator Tinubu's visit to Kaduna, residents of the late President Muhammadu Buhari, with wives of National Assembly members and some wives of state governors yesterday. All right, so I wanted to skip this story, but it's very important that we take it. Hotel patronage by underage students, a growing concern in Kwara. We hear stories of, underage children, especially the female children, even in their school uniforms. You see them, in hotels and all of that. And then we talk about, upbringing. Is it the lack of discipline or parental, negligence?
Somebody's beckoning at those girls to come there. So it's both gender. We should talk to our sons. We should also raise our daughters.
Interesting, Thelma. Now to Saturday Vanguard. Nigeria civil war, my miraculous survival after being executed by Nigerian soldiers. I'm sure you want to read this story. 78-year-old grandfather. My intestines gushed out as Nigerian soldiers tied our hands, as shot us and killed. Well, this is very gory detail this morning. And of course, you can take more of that on Saturday Vanguard. Now, Saturday Telegraph. Fate of Over 400,000 Nigerians in US hangs in the balance as Trump orders new census. Birthright citizenship order blocked again. Foreign Affairs Minister should evacuate undocumented Nigerians before they are deported to El Salvador or Rwanda. Muda Yusuf, new visa regime not punitive. It is to protect U.S. Ambassador Mills. Now, I've never been a fan of undocumented japa or illegal japa. Yes, you will have it. If you want to go the legal route. Now to the Sporting Sun. Let's just take this story about Lukman. Atlanta to find, punish Lukman. Of course, he handed off, he say he wants to leave the club. And then we are hoping that the club and the player, of course, who we are affiliated to as in Nigeria, we hope that they find an amicable solution to this crisis. Of course, he wants to play in a better team, obviously.
So there's only about to see me. I'm asking for somebody. I'm asking for somebody.
I know you're asking for